Good morning and happy Friday. So today is Funfold Friday, and we are going to use the Horse and Sleigh bundle. Um, but we're only going to be using this stamp here, the tree, and one of the tree dies. All right, to put today's card together. Ooh, it is so chilly today. I can't stand it. I just do not like the cold at all. No matter what you put no matter what you put the heat on, it just seems like it's always chilly for some reason. Oh, it goes right through you. All right, let me just see if I can't get some of this ink off of here. All right, so we are going to be using Very Vanilla, Night of Navy, and the Shining Brightly DSP with some gold distressed paper. Now the Shining Brightly paper is no longer, but I have some left over, so I figured I'd do a quick and easy fun fold card. All right. So we are going to start with a piece of Very Vanilla that is 11 by 4 1/4. Hey, Karen. 44 degrees at 9 o'clock. Oh my word. I'm not sure what it is here today, actually. Cold. That's what I think. It's just cold. Let's see. Take a quick look. Oh, it's 40. So that's not too bad. It's low 30 and then high 51. 51 would be nice. All right, so 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 2 3/4 and then 5 1/2. So 5 1/2, that would create our normal card base. And then at the 2 3/4, you're going to fold it like a mountain also. Okay, so that is our card base. Now we have to make the card front. So we're going to start with a layer of Very Vanilla, and it's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So that's our card base size. Okay. And then we are going to layer it up with a piece of Night of Navy. And this measures 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to layer this right up onto the front of the card. So let's get some glue and we'll put this on. So we're back to lots of pieces on our cards, but it will be a pretty card. And if you're looking for something different and something special, this is the type of card to create. So I just want to get this on here. That looks pretty good. All right, so there is the front. Ooh. And then I have a piece of Very Vanilla, and this measures 5 by 3 3/4, and I ran it through the cut and emboss machine with the time worn type. Okay, and we have to be mindful of if it's in the right direction, which it is. Then I have a little piece of gold, distressed gold, which is 1/4, and it should be 5 inches long. And then a piece of the Shining Brightly Designer Series paper, and this is 5 by 1 inch. I'm just going to move this over for a second. And we are going to just put a bead of glue right on one edge This is a great way to use your gold papers and not use a whole giant sheet. I'm just laying it right at the edge there, so we have a nice gold edge. And then we are going to add some glue to the whole piece. And we're going to line it up right at the edge of this layer. I'm just going to push it down so it's flush with the side. And then we're just going to do it this way. And we want to just make sure it's right to the edge. All right, so there is that piece. Now we can adhere this to the front of our card. All right, so there is that front piece. Hi, Susan. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this DSP is pretty. It sold so quickly, which is disappointing. All right, now I use the scallop contour dies, and this is the little frame that is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And then I got a piece of Very Vanilla, which measures 2 by 3 1/4, and I ran it through, you could see, with the Basics 3D embossing folders, and they are online exclusives. And then I'm going to grab a piece of Very Vanilla. I'm sorry, I got my coffee cup spilled on my paper today. Just a piece of scrap Very Vanilla, and the tree from the Horse and Sleigh. And we're just going to ink it up. And give it a stamp. So it's just a cute little tree. And then we are going to die cut it with the coordinating die. So we're going to run that through our cut and emboss machine. And we are left with just this tree. Now I did cut the end off a little bit, just so it fits a little better on this Very Vanilla piece of paper. Then I took the other tree from the dies in the Horse and Sleigh, and I die cut them in the distressed gold. Okay, so we're going to adhere this Very Vanilla to our frame. And I'm going to put it right inside that stitching. Just like that. And then we're going to grab some dimensionals. My hands are just not working today. They're frozen for some reason. All right, we're going to, if I can get that piece off, there we go. We are going to pop this up right on the center of this card. So we want it in the center. So we're just going to eyeball it just like that. Then we're going to take that tree that we stamped, and we're going to pop this up onto the front also. I'm just going to center it right on that piece, just like that. I love trees, so that's why we have just plain old trees here today. And then I am going to adhere this to the front. So I am just going to add a little bit of glue on these right-hand branches. I don't want to add too much because it's going to... So I'll add one here. Now this one, I have to put the glue on the opposite side. And we're going to add that right here. Oops. And I am going to grab some glittered Night of Navy ribbon. We'll cut a length, and this is gold glitter on our ribbon, which makes it so pretty. And it matches our designer series paper perfectly. It's just a little wider, so when we make our bow, we just have to make sure that we get that center nice and tight. So we got our bow. Let's just cut our tails. And of course, you know my glue dots are going to be cold. And we're going to add it right here to the bottom of this tree. I want my ribbon to hide the ends of these trunks. Alright, so it hides the tree trunks. Yeah, this ribbon is awesome. I think it is being carried over, which I'm excited about. And then I have some gold gems that we're going to put in these corners. I'm going to put them on these bottom two corners too, so it actually looks like we have some brads holding our piece onto the front of our card. Okay, so we're going to pull our card base back in, and we only want to add glue to this bottom section here. So you can use tear and tape, you can use the stamp and seal, but we only want it on the bottom section. So we're just going to make sure this is lined up. Make sure it's adhered really well. All right. So we're just going to put that aside for now, and let's grab our inside pieces. And I have a piece of Night of Navy that's 5 1/4 by 4. A piece of very vanilla 5 by 3 3/4. And then we have a piece of Night of Navy 3 3/4 by 1 5/8. And then 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. So we are going to adhere this designer series paper to our Night of Navy piece. And it'll go right to the edge on each side. So I'm just going to hold it up on my table and just push it down so I know it's flush at that end. And we're going to let that dry. let's pull in our piece, and we will grab the wishing you a season of cheer. And thankfully, it is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'll be able to see and make sure I get it on here straight. So we're going to use some Night of Navy ink. We're going to ink this up. And I like to line it up from the top and give it a stamp. Grab our piece of designer series paper and the mat, and we're going to put it right here at the bottom of the card. And again, I'm just going to hold it and push it down so it's flush with the side. And give that a second to dry. And I'm just going to check to make sure. Looks like it's over just a hair. I'm just going to get my small little cutter. And I'm just going to take that little teeny tiny piece off. And that's how big it was, just teeny tiny. And then we can grab our card again. Let's open it up. And we are going to adhere it to this layer first. So we're going to mat it. Okay. And then add some more glue and add it to the inside of our card. Make sure it's in here straight. All right, so here's the inside. Yes, the DSP is sold out. All right, so there's the inside. Now, when we close, here's our card finished, but you can stand it up and display it just like this. Okay, so it'll be displayed like that. And then from the side, this is what it looks like. So it's an easel card that you can see the inside. And, oh, stop. We have our sentiment. So I will have a blog post for this card. Well, maybe I'll get it done this afternoon. But I have some things that I need to get done. So thanks for joining me today. And it's Sheba. She wants to go out. I'll talk to you a little bit over the weekend. Maybe I'll do a video of some new product. So thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.